Built for builders, from beginners to pros, this is where great backyards begin. Welcome to the Ultimate Deck Podcast, your source for backyard building tips, product breakdowns, and pro advice from the front lines of the industry. Here are your hosts, Shane Chapman and Wade Laurent.
Welcome back to the Ultimate Deck Podcast, everybody. Wade and Shane here with another episode of your favorite podcast that you've listened to today. I'm just banking on this is the first one they listened to today.
If it gets out early enough in the morning, it could be.
Yeah, I get them posted like bright and early, like 4 a.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
I think, or I don't know what time.
And we got a chance.
We have a chance. Okay, today we're going to talk about how to save some money on that deck project. So we've got 7, maybe 8, maybe 10, but something like 7 hacks to save some budget on your deck build. Relevant topic, I think, because everybody's feeling the pinch a little bit this year. So,
like, I saw somebody post a picture the other day of what it cost to buy ground beef at a grocery store. It was like, I want to say it was like $9 a pound. It was on sale for $9 a pound.
We used to, part of my wife and I's Costco trips used to always be to grab a pack of top sirloin steaks. Every time we went, we'd just grab a pack of steaks and we'd barbecue steaks like every couple of weeks, whatever. We haven't done that for a couple of years because those same steaks are insanely expensive now. It's like
wild.
$80 or $90 for a pack of like 3 steaks.
Yep.
And not a fancy cut.
They're not the greatest.
That used to be like $40, $30, $40. So I was mowing on that when you came in. It was like we bought steaks the other day for the first time in a long time. It was a different cut though, but a little bit cheaper, and they were on sale. And I was like, here's our chance.
Inside round.
Yeah, they're pretty good though. But
they're just
like
like
a treat.
This is crazy, and it's not going to the farmers because I talked to my friend Darren. he's not getting rich.
It's not there. Right?
It's not
That's
there.
not where it's starting.
No.
So tip number 1: don't buy steak.
Yeah. But that's how you get people to help you build a deck.
That is true. Yeah. Okay. Number 1 relates to the fascia board. So when you're doing a composite deck or a composite deck, pretty common to wrap the outer band of the wood framing with your fascia board to hide that and match it to the rest of the deck. Everything looks great.
You could call it rim joist as well if you didn't want to call it the outer band.
The outer
joist.
band.
Outer
Yeah,
band.
you could call it that too.
The rim joist.
So people usually put fascia on there. However, there's a little known trick in the industry. If you're shopping for, let's say, a budget to mid-priced composite deck board.
Yep.
So let's say something that's like, call it $3 to maybe $5 a linear foot. And I think that can work either side of the border. The fascia boards are often about the same price, no matter if you're the budget or you're the high end. Because often the budget boards are scalloped or they got material removed in some capacity to reduce the cost.
Yep.
But the fascia boards, there's no opportunity to do that. They're already thin.
Correct.
So they're just heavy, thick composite slabs, just like the expensive ones are. So they're often nearly the same price. And so what you find is those fascia boards sometimes might run you like $12, $15 a linear foot.
Yep.
Even for the budget one, even though the board itself is only $3.50 a linear foot.
Yes.
So if you do the math and you need one fascia board to cover your 2x10 joist, let's say.
Yep.
And it's, call it $12, $14 linear foot, but your deck boards are $3.50.
Yep.
2 of those guys,
$7.
half the price of the fascia board.
The other thing that I really like about a deck board on as fascia is that you can use the plugs to fasten them in because they're a full thickness board. And with fascia material, you can't do that.
Yep. It's also more stable because it's thicker.
Yeah.
It's easier to work with.
Less
likely to oil can a wave down the road. And it comes in 3 widths typically, 12, 16, or 20 foot widths.
Right.
So if your deck is 20 feet long, use 20 foot deck boards, not 12 foot fascia with a seam somewhere you got to deal with.
And 4 feet of waist.
Right. So there's a lot of reasons it makes sense, but one of them can absolutely be save money.
Double deck boards.
I'll do a part B to this. If you have extra board kicking around, like if your deck is 14 feet or 15 feet wide and you bought 16-foot boards, you have a whole bunch of cutoffs.
Yeah.
Use those vertically in place of the fascia too.
You'll
Save
cover off
hundreds.
at least one side of your deck, right? And then on the other side, you can.
Might have to buy a few extra boards,
Yeah,
but
but
still
that's way-
cheaper.
Yep.
Anyways, that's the best one. We use the best one first. Number 2, keep your stairs narrow.
Yeah, and I don't know that I super agree with narrow, but divisible by 20 is what I always tell people, right? And it doesn't matter if they're 5 feet wide or 4 feet wide.
Yep.
But when you do them 6, that's bad because your solid edge material is 20 feet long.
Yeah, you're coming at this from a waste perspective.
Yes,
I was
absolutely.
coming at this from they're the most expensive part to build.
Yep.
If you're hiring somebody to build them, and they always take up a uncalculated amount of material. People don't account for how much material goes into building a set of stairs.
So I think what you're maybe referring to is I'd like a long step all the way across the whole front of my deck. I want a 12-foot
Yep.
wide 2-step onto the lawn. It's
Yep.
like, don't do that.
Yep.
That's really expensive.
Yes.
That's like you have double the square footage for your decking at that point.
Yep.
And so yeah, I agree with that. With the idea of keep them narrower, it's like my idea of a wide staircase is 6 feet wide.
Yep.
And it's like, well, you're wasteful, but that's okay.
Yep.
It's like, it'll look good. But I don't think I would build a set of stairs wider than that.
But people often do want to, right? Or they want to put them on that clip corner, that 45-degree clip corner, and
man.
cascade them around the edge of the deck. And then you start up at the top with this narrow opening and it fans out to being this massive
Yeah.
staircase.
Yeah, the $7,100 staircase.
Yeah. So keep the stairs simple and narrow. Like, don't go any narrower than 4 feet. We always say 4 feet's your minimum.
That's
You got to
right.
have 36 inches of clear space. 4 feet gets you there no matter which railing you're using almost all the time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bare minimum. But going much wider than that, I agree, 5-6 feet can be nice.
Yeah.
But you start going wider than that, and it's not functionally wide. Now, if it's a commercial application and there's traffic flow, sure.
Yeah.
But if it's just to your backyard and it's your family going up and down, any wider is just burning cash. And
Yeah.
if you have the budget to do it and you just love the look of it, fine. But if this whole episode's about being on a budget.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a ways, if your deck is just a couple $1,000s more than you want it to be, and you've put in a big set of stairs, then do these stairs.
Yeah.
And then you're fixed.
Right.
I always try for stairs that are 4 feet wide, approximately, and I almost always try to run them down the side of the house if they're indifferent where the stairs go, because then you can cut your railing down, right?
Save the railing on the one side.
It's just and it's not a lot, but
But you know what?
It's $1,000.
Yeah, it is a lot. One of our vendors, you forwarded this email to me today, and I printed it off and had a look at it. And one of our vendors had made these little not cheat sheets, but like price sheets.
Oh yeah,
of their different railing styles.
The
and linear foot
MSRP
price.
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
So they showed like the linear foot cost of like an MSRP of like standard rail versus glass rail versus frameless glass versus cable, and then horizontal versus stairs.
Mhm.
And even on I know it's more, but I guess I hadn't processed it. Even on the stairs with picket rail,
Yeah.
the cost of that stair sections, it doubles. So where
Really?
you're $60 a linear foot on the horizontal surface, or 57, I think it was,
Yeah.
on the stairs that jumped to like 120 or something like that
Wow.
for the stair system. So you're like, yeah, it's
Okay.
not much. He's like, yeah, but 8 times 120
Yeah.
on the budget rail you chose, on the
That's right.
standard picket rail.
Yep.
So yeah, if you save one side of the rail,
That's what
that's a good chunk
I
of
like
change.
that. I just like that look better.
Yeah.
So
There was a bonus one in there. Number 3 we had as composite versus softwood. So everybody's after composite these days, and in my opinion, for good reason. Composite there's lots to love about it. But if the budget ain't there, don't think that you just don't get a deck. There's still great options in using treated lumber if you're on a super budget, or even cedar. Now, you have to be okay with the idea that you have to maintain it for it to look nice. And if the budget's there, I think the upgrade to composite is a good one. But you don't have to do it just because everybody else is doing it.
And we also have some products, and there are products in the world that make maintaining that softwood lumber not that hard anymore.
Yeah, totally.
It is unlikely that you will hear me tell someone that they should do a wood handrail,
Yeah. Yes.
right? So build your deck,
Great point.
do it out of cedar or pressure treated, and then do an aluminum railing on top.
Yeah.
And then when you go to maintain your deck later, it's a 2-hour project.
Yeah.
It's like, just stain it and move on.
Yeah.
If you have to do railing and posts and pickets and then now this is what everybody hates.
Yep. You're 100% right. We're spending a little bit of money. If you can upgrade one thing, upgrade that railing so you don't have to maintain that part.
I feel like that should be a non-negotiable, right?
Yeah.
So, and the idea of doing wood is not a terrible idea. Typically people come in and some of the strikes that they have against composite wood handles, it's like, well, it's hot. Wood's not. It's not as hot, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's slippery. Well, wood's not that slippery compared to some of the composites. So it's all the things you're describing is like you want wood.
Yeah.
Be open to that. It's not terrible. But if you take it and you stain it a black, well, it's going to be hot.
Yeah. Well, and you don't have to do the maintenance yourself either. With what you're saving on the cost of the deck up front, maybe you put that towards paying somebody to come out and maintain it every 3-4 years.
Sure.
Hire a painter to come out and actually do the staining if you want. That way you don't have to worry about it. And then every 3-4 years, your deck looks brand new again.
That's right.
So anyway,
Yeah, I don't hate.
it's an option. You
I don't hate doing wood. That's not the. Oh man, I don't know when this was. 8 years ago, 7 years ago, there was a customer that came in and was not going to do the composite, our entry level composite that we had, and I was like, "Well, you should do cedar." And then he was like, "Nope, I'm going to one of the box stores and I'm getting this 99-cent a lineal foot or $1.99 a lineal foot." And I was like, "I'm telling you, I understand that you're now not buying composite from me, and that's okay. I don't care. But I really, really, really don't want you to go put that other product on your deck. I don't want you to go buy the $1.99 composite because it's going to be worse than wood."
Yeah.
And so you think that you're saving by doing that composite. You're like, well, whatever, I saved some money and I still got composite, but it's like, but it doesn't last as long as the cedar would have. So you should have just done cedar and taken care of it, right?
Yeah.
Nothing is more expensive than doing your decking twice.
Yeah.
Which that guy was about to do.
Yeah. 100%. Don't choose cedar or softwood treated over poor, cheap composite for sure.
Yes.
So, number 4, skip the skirting and just clean up your undercarriage. So
you mean like cut the bushes?
Right. Yeah. Often people want to skirt the entire deck underneath to kind of hide what's underneath it. And if it's in the budget, I think you should. It looks great. Plus, then you can use it for storage and kind of hide things under there or whatever. But you don't necessarily have to do the whole thing to make it look clean and finished. You could just clad the posts and beams underneath and then just put in like a crushed rock or a gravel or some sort underneath the deck, and it still looks nice and clean, weed-free.
Yeah, you can probably
finished.
do like landscaping fabric and crusher dust for a few $100s.
Yeah.
And then if you bought some PVC product or maybe an extra 2 pieces of fascia to trim up your beams and posts, it's like, well, that would look really good under there.
Totally.
And it's not that you don't like seeing under the deck. You don't like seeing weeds and treated lumber under the deck.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with composite decks. It's like from the top, everything is the fit and finish, and it's all done. You don't see any wood. You hide the wood with everything.
Yeah.
It's like the deck boards and the railing and the fascia, and we don't want to see any of this treated lumber. And then you go underneath, and it's like, oh, there it is. Looks all unfinished on here. Hence why people want to skirt it.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few extra boards, and you can clad those posts and beams, and now the whole thing looks
It's
finished.
fantastic, right?
Yeah.
And then put some rock in there and then it looks good.
Yeah.
So
number 6, keep it simple as far as the shape of the deck goes. So we had Justin downstairs was working with a lady earlier this year, and she wanted this octagonal shape off the corner of the one deck, and it was like, you did the quote all up and sent it back to her. She's like, holy smokes, that's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. It's like, well, yeah, there's whatever it was, $6,000 of the piles under this thing because of the shape you wanted at the corner and required all these piles, and you had some obstruction in the way. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
So there's like all these beams and stuff, and it's like, you take that part out and you need 3 piles for the rest of the deck, which is 3 times bigger than the octagonal portion of it. But now you need 12 because of this weird shape you put in here.
And it's more functional space but from space it doesn't look as cool.
Yeah, that's right. I'm all for spicing it up a little bit, like not just building a slab square deck because whatever, like some creativity is great. But there's a point where you kind of blend function with what am I trying to say? Function with feature or like look aesthetic that find the reasonable mid ground. Don't just go like, I think a shape like my dog that passed away 3 years ago would be great. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But like functionally, that's going to be really
or
expensive.
A guitar.
Yeah. That's actually where my head went after. I was like, more realistically, there's been a guitar or 2 built out there.
Yeah. But it's just like, so there were some cedar decks. There's a guy in town that has built a few octagon cedar decks, and it's like, they look great. Like, absolutely. The way it just chases around and the boards get bigger all the way around. It's just like, it looks fantastic.
Or even people who want to build a circle deck.
Yeah.
Or a curve somewhere. They're like, I want to do this like circle section. It's like, oh, that's great. But like the cost to do that is going to be, you're going to need extra beams and piles, and you got to hire somebody to bend these boards, which is very expensive to do.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're on a budget, keep it simple, keep to straight lines and like squares, rectangles, L's, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and do we have another point?
Yep.
Further down, I was like, the only thing that I would mention on that is just to make sure that the deck's dimension matches the material dimension. So do a little wee bit of research into that.
Oh, I checked that one off and we didn't actually talk about it. Yeah.
Okay.
To go back one. I don't even know what number
I thought we
anymore.
were going to talk about that, but
We might have went 4 to 6.
we'll double it. Like we can double it down on this one. But it's just like if you have a 14-foot ledger, then either make the ledger 16 feet and use that material or shorten it up to 12. Right?
Yeah, be efficient with the available widths. That's more if we're talking composite decking because it's available in 12, 16, 20s.
But even with
pretty much 98% of the time.
Even with pressure treated lumber, you don't want to build a deck 11 feet wide. It comes in like 10,
Yeah.
12, 14, 16. It's like
Yeah.
just know that you're going to have to cut some off, right? I don't like when people come in and they're like, well,
I had to cut
I'm
2
gonna-
inches off.
I'm going to use the whole board right to the very end. It's like, no, you're not. It's like clean it up a little bit. If you want to take a half inch off, that's okay. But don't,
Yeah, and you should trim the ends off. People often think like, oh, it's a factory cut, it'll be square. It's like that thing gets cut on a moving conveyor belt.
yeah.
The
When
board's
there's a-
moving and the
and it's
saw
an-
comes straight across. It's not always clean cut.
And it's a gooey board. When it gets cut, it's not rigid when it
And
gets
it's been banged around and shipping. Like it's the ends of the boards. Anyway,
cut it up.
yeah. So 5 was to plan your cuts to minimize waste. Plan the design to minimize waste, I guess, more than anything.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
Number 7. I was hesitant to put this one in here, but I found a way to make it work and not piss somebody off. But your foundation options. So if you're attaching to your house, most areas are going to require you to put piles in the ground. There's some areas that don't. Ours being one of them.
We live in that area.
Yeah. Ours in the cities, you don't have to use piles in the ground if the deck is under 6 feet to the ground at any point, or as long as it's not over 6 feet at any point in the deck. You can use adjustable footings, and as long as it doesn't have a roof on it, roof structure, like a wind load component or snow load component to it. Outside of the cities, in some of the smaller towns around, it's 2 feet now. But regardless, in most of Saskatchewan, you have some number where you're allowed to use just adjustable footings on grade, whether you're attached to the house or not. A lot of other markets only let you use those type of things if you're not attaching to the house. So number 7 is if you're not attaching to the house. So it's a floating deck out in the yard, or you're building it floating and it's just not attached to your house. You could save some money on the foundation portion of this as well.
I've never really had an issue with deck on like slab and an adjuster. That's never bothered me. And I think it's probably because I spent some time as a trim carpenter inside. And so I understand the premise of not wanting your house to move. It makes perfect sense to me because when your house moves, your doors don't open and close properly anymore.
Yeah.
You have a 1/8 inch variance or forgiveness inside your house. That's as much as your house can move. And then all of a sudden stuff stops working properly. Doors are like creeping open and, like it just doesn't work properly.
Yeah.
But on your deck, there isn't that reference point, right? And so people get this, they get it in their head that it's like, well, my deck can't move. And it's like, well, it can move. That's okay. It's still going to work fine. Where you'll notice it is in your stairs. And so your stairs are going to start to pitch slightly. But if you have it on an adjustable footing, then adjust the footing.
Yeah.
And it works. And maybe you got to do it twice a year. And even if you're really OCD, you're going to do it 2 times a year for the first 3 years. But then you're going to be like, I'm tired of this shit. And then, then you're going to do it when it gets real bad.
Yeah.
But it won't continue to get real bad because that's going to pack down and it's eventually going to settle that material underneath the base that you're talking about. And so your adjustment is only going to happen for the first few years and then it's over.
Well, unless you're in a high frost area like we are. That's why, ironically,
But it heaves and then goes back down.
Yeah. And I think that's where the issue is, right? It's that it hinges on the house. It adds stress to the hanger fasteners or whatever's connecting it to the house when the house isn't moving, but it is. It's like, well, there's this minor little hinging that's happening over and over and over again. But if it's floating, then you don't have that. And you've got, and I think this is only a cost saving measure in areas that do have frost, because if you don't have frost, then you're only required to put your piles 12 inches deep or 6 inches deep.
Dig a hole.
Dig the hole and put some concrete in there or put a slab down and do it anyway.
Yeah.
But this is more for like, you're in Minnesota, your frost is 4 or 5 feet deep.
Yep.
if you don't do piles, the deck's going to move. It's like, well, if it's floating, it's okay.
That's right.
It's going to heave probably pretty level and consistently, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And if it goes a little bit out of level, get under there. Like the adjustable footings that we're referring to, they're adjustable with a wrench. Like it's not hard to do.
Yeah.
Just get under there and adjust it. So,
you can use a bottle jack to take the weight of the deck off, and you can turn it by hand.
Yeah.
And set the bottle jack back down. Like you don't have to. This doesn't even have to be that hard.
Yeah.
So
that's number whatever. I don't know. 7 is what I wrote down, but I'm not sure which order
we got a couple more in there. We got some
Plus we
bonus
added
ones.
some freebies.
Yeah, there was a 3A.
Yeah. We had a number 8 here, which was to do it yourself. So this isn't obviously applied to everybody, but if you're capable of building your project yourself and it's not too complex and you're comfortable in the tools and you've done it before, you have a good idea, it's something you might be able to tackle yourself. Do your research.
Yeah, there's certainly some YouTube videos out there, right? Like everybody's able to watch a video now.
Yeah.
We put one out. A million other guys have put videos out, and it just walks you through the process.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow it perfectly. Everybody's just trying to teach you the principles. And it's like, well, we attach it about this often and the joists go kind of like this. And
yeah.
So
yeah, it is. Don't forget that it is a structural thing you're building, that there is a major safety component to it. So you don't want to do it if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if you understand what you need to do and you feel comfortable like following instructions and understanding the whys and the hows and whatever else, then it's fine to do.
Yep.
I know there's going to be a lot of guys that are listening to us that are cringing right now because they're high-end deck builders and they would never suggest somebody should do it themselves who doesn't know what they're doing. But
that's a different job.
Totally. So not every deck needs to be a masterpiece. Not every deck needs to have the fit and finish that's perfection like these guys expect of themselves. Sometimes a deck's a deck at the cottage, and as long as it's built safely, it's okay that this board's an 1/8 inch shorter than the next board.
Or you get into those row houses, right? And you're doing 10 by 10s on the back, and the whole backyard is 400 square feet, and so you do a 100 square foot deck. It's like, well, like it doesn't need to be a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It needs to stay up. That's it.
Now, if you are doing that, I think a good check and balance for yourself is to apply for the permit because there will be some sort of somebody referencing something, and you're like, don't just wing it and be like, well, I don't know. Because you hear this semi-frequently, and some of the guys like, well, I'm going to do this 12 by 12 deck, so I need 18 2x6s, and we're like, you're going to No. Like, don't just wing it like that. Like, use some of the source material that's available to you to make sure that you're at least using the right size materials and whatnot.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and by doing a building permit, it'll force you to do that. You'll have to reference the span charts that are provided to you to let you know what's safe to use. And then it goes through a process of somebody checking and making sure that how you're going to build it is okay.
Yeah.
And that way you can have confidence that you're going to build it properly. So,
yeah, absolutely.
that should be it. That is 7 to 9.
That's some
money-saving hacks.
Some saving hacks.
To build your deck. Like, I don't know if somebody didn't listen to this and they just went and did all willy-nilly like you always do and didn't do any of these.
Yep.
Thousands of dollars they wasted, and we just helped you save that. So until next week, take it easy.